Many people ask me to write the meters, thickness, etc. on the yarns. In fact, it is written if you go to any, now I am going to the cashmere category, take any yarn, and what do we have? There is an indicative number of needles. I emphasize indicative. Needles and crochet, the fineness of the machine. Indicative because it depends on the tension. It depends on what you need to do, on the type of stitch. It depends on many factors. Then below, in the product sheet, just click on the title here, or on the photo, and below there is the fineness of the machine. The title would be the thickness of the yarn, in this case 3200, which corresponds to 320 meters in 100 grams, indicating the weight of the skein. The producer and I have recently added, at the request of a customer, the type of twisting that you will now find on all the new yarns we will introduce. So, this information is already available. As you can see, there is also the composition here, and it states 3200 chain, because the yarns are the thickness, as I have mentioned several times in various videos and posts on our blog, is measured as a ratio of meters in 1 kilogram of yarn. The more metrics there are, the finer the yarn will be. The fewer metrics there are, the thicker the yarn will be. A200 is a yarn that is already quite thick for being a very cashmere yarn. The calculation to determine exactly how many meters are in a skein is very simple and straightforward. For example, it is very well known that this particular yarn has 320 meters in 100 grams. So for 520 grams, you just need to multiply 320 by 5.2. In machine yarns, the number of needles is not always specified. In some cases it is, but in most cases it is stated that they can also be worked with multiple strands using needles. You will naturally decide how many strands to use based on what you need to do, because our yarns can all be worked with 2 or more strands, both those for machine use and those for handwork. E. We do not include the number of needles. For machine yarns, those that are too fine, for obvious reasons, unfortunately we cannot provide a sample because most of our yarns are in minimal quantities. For many yarns, there is only a skein of 1 kilogram or a skein of about half a kilogram available. So making a sample for all of them would become a very costly endeavor.